everyone, it's Edie, also known as Nutella Edie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to detach from a person or a situation in general. I will be also discussing abandonment issues and like self-love and stuff like that. As I've said in my other videos, if anyone wants to share any of their own perspectives on what I will be discussing today, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear everyone's different point of view on what I'll be discussing on for today. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video. I'm gonna start off with society. So I feel like our society today has kind of romanticized unrealistic expectations of what love looks like, whether that's with a friend or partner, anything like that. And it's kind of evolved into romanticizing attachment and obsession, which is not love. It isn't love. These norms have been formed through books you may have read, like romantic books and romance movies, things like this that make our perception of love seem very different, and it's very unrealistic. So it's very easy to think that when you're attached to someone that you may love them, which is actually not the case. Now you can love someone and become attached. It is kind of natural to become kind of attached to someone you love because your brain gets this chemical from them. It's like an addiction that your brain gets from interacting with this person because you love them and you're attached. So that's why when people go through separation with a friend or partner that they might love and be attached to, it takes some time to be happy and fully recovered because of that chemical in your brain that's like so used to getting it from that person. So now I'm going to talk about how abandonment issues can actually factor into attaching to people. In the past, you may have had a friend leave you, a partner leave you out of the blue, and it was kind of unexplained and you felt very hurt. And as a result, you build up a wall, and once you let that wall down and you're in a new relationship or friendship, you are afraid they're gonna leave you. And this fear of someone abandoning you and leaving you is actually gonna cause you to not be able to have any successful relationships, because that constant fear is gonna dictate the outcome of your relationship with that person. It's very difficult to overcome abandonment issues. It also factors with trust issues because you don't want to be vulnerable again. And I'm gonna make a whole another video about vulnerability and how important it is, because that's definitely a topic I want to discuss on this channel. I just feel like it isn't really discussed enough how big of a role abandonment issues play in becoming attached to people. So, how to detach. This is difficult because everyone is different from how they are able to detach from situations or people and things, because it will still hurt, definitely. It's not really just like, you know, it takes time to detach from something or someone or a situation. But things that might help you detach is kind of changing your mindset a little bit. And I know I've talked about different mindsets on this channel, but the mindset I'll be talking about today is actually prioritizing yourself. That doesn't really sound like a mindset, but what if I explain it to you like this? Instead of thinking, how can I be the best version of myself for this person so they stay with me and they love me? Instead of thinking that, what if you thought, how can I be the best person for myself? How can I make myself happy? When you become attached, you have this anxious feeling, anxious attachment. You feel the need to make sure this person is still interested in you all the time. You need to do everything for them. Like you set aside, it's basically people pleasing. You set aside your own needs and happiness for the happiness of this person. So you feel they're always satisfied, which is actually not healthy at all for yourself or really the other person, because it's just gonna not end well. But when you do that from anxious attachment, it's because you want to have control of the situation. You want to control the outcome of the situation, if it's going to hurt or if it's not going to hurt. You know, you want to be able to make sure you don't get hurt again. It's something we subconsciously do as human beings who've been through pain before and don't want to suffer again. And it's completely natural. I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed or mad at yourself about. But it's important to acknowledge and be like, how can I be there for me right now, instead of always being constantly there for someone else who's just not really giving back, because they're gonna get used to that behavior of you setting aside your own needs for them all the time. The other person's gonna get used to that behavior and have expectations, and not only expectations, but they're just gonna get used to you doing this for them all the time. And that will make you more vulnerable to disrespect. They're going to disrespect you because you seem desperate, because you're always trying to control and make sure that they like you. But the key to detaching and love and friendships and relationships is just simply not caring how that other person perceives you. If they perceive you in a negative light, if they don't like you, it's not your fault and it's not your business what other people think of you. And that's really hard to accept, especially if you have attachment issues and stuff, because you want to be in control because you don't want to get hurt again. And sometimes you just can't control because people are constantly changing and people will change their opinions on you, but it's not your fault. You can't blame yourself for someone not wanting to be with you all the time. You can't blame yourself because you cannot control how other people think of you, and you can try your best. When you're attached, you may feel the need to feel heard, but you are shining that away from yourself because you're neglecting your own emotions for that person so they don't leave you. It's very difficult to go through because you don't really understand why you're disrespecting yourself. You could have self-respect and do this to yourself because you don't subconsciously realize how attached you can get to someone. You need to love yourself. It's so true. You need to love yourself before you can give love to anyone else, because you will get attached and it will cause you even more pain. You are your own person. You have your own home, and a relationship or a friendship is supposed to complement that. It's not your whole home. You only have yourself. And people are gonna disappoint you in life. They are. No matter how hard you try for them, they're gonna disappoint you. They're not gonna understand you sometimes, but you can't control them. People that are right for you are gonna see that and actually seek there to be with you and be there for you. And there's just some people that may not be interested in you, and that's okay. That just means, they're not meant for you. But taking that personally is, forming those attachment issues, being like, I'm attached to this idea of someone. Sometimes you can be in a not so great relationship or friendship and you can have this idea, this fantasy of them in your head that you're attached to. And when they continuously show you that they are not that idea, they are not that fantasy, that is something you made up in your head. It just hurts you more and more because you think that they're going to be the same way they were in the beginning of your relationship, in the beginning of your friendship. But the truth is, friendships, relationships evolve. They change. You have to grow together. And if someone's not willing to do that with you, or someone's not treating you right anymore because the friendship and the relationship is just not working out, then they're not reciprocating that energy that you're trying to give them. And you can't control that. You can't control that. You're just gonna obviously end up disappointed, and it hurts. You have to realize it's not anything personal. It's just the way it is sometimes. And that's really scary, and you don't want to go through that pain. You can't control how others perceive you, how others treat you. All you can control is how you react to that constant disrespect. If they don't like you, you can't let that control your self-image, how you view yourself. If someone doesn't want to be your friend anymore, you can't let that be like, oh, well, I'm not good enough, I'm unlovable. Everyone is their own person. Everyone's their own individual. We're all going through our own things. If you take those things personally, you're never going to be satisfied with yourself. When you're attached to someone, you're giving them control over your emotions. For example, if your friend or your partner is mad at you, all of a sudden your day is fully ruined. Like this, they can change your emotions. And that's not healthy. You should be able to have your own independence, be good on your own, and then if someone's upset with you, deal with that and understand that. I'm not saying just neglect it, but don't let people control your emotions. If someone's being mean to you, sometimes you're gonna feel sad, especially if it's someone you love, and that's fine. But if you let it control you for too long, you're gonna have no sense of yourself. When you're attached to someone and you like helping others because you don't know how to help yourself, it never ends well. You have to help yourself before you can help others. It's normal to sometimes feel attached to someone you love. You shouldn't feel ashamed about that. It's just how you react to it. And the fact that you just simply cannot control how other people treat you. As hard as you want to try to keep a friendship or a relationship working, it takes two people. I hope this video was helpful for anyone that's going through attachment issues or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!